to order.
Yeah, we can do a review.
And if you would, let's stand and do a pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know it'll probably be said 20 times tonight, but the event yesterday was great. Crowds were a little down. Everybody was there. Was happy. It was hot.
I know, but
we had police everywhere, and a bunch of people made comments. Boy, we feel much better because we see all of them. And the deputies, I mean, minus those two, but most of the deputies were good ones. I mean, they had strategically planted all over the park, and that was what they really liked. They noticed the guys in the...
They weren't just one spot.
You know, they liked that idea that they were roaming around.
right, on
And
bicycles.
I fibbed a little bit, so I went to 5 there. But I told them that we had a whole bunch of undercover guys out there too, so. You know.
But I thought it was very well organized.
Oh, yeah,
I thought,
everything went fine.
good in regards to getting in and getting out. I didn't think we had all the traffic issues that we had last year.
I like the idea that they stopped parking on Saxon too, because that was always a nightmare, because it's always wet there. And it was just, oh man, cars would get stuck in it, so that was a smart move by somebody to do that. Okay, I'm doing the invocation, routine silent invocation. We got the minutes, no presentations tonight, no school kids today. And then we get down to ordinances and public hearings, 9A.
9A.
What about commissioners report?
If they're any.
Well, if there are any.
I have a lengthy one, not to keep yours.
How
Real lengthy,
How lengthy?
probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it's really good too,
Yeah.
because
All
last
right.
year, we had no projects in the queue or on the list. This year, we have a number.
I'm going to give you a reason to.
Yes, stop that. Vice
this
Mayor,
first reading?
you're there.
So-
Does anybody else got anything?
Yeah.
Heidi, Nancy?
No, I think, like most of my meetings are out, you know what I mean? There's no
Summer,
round table,
no.
there's nothing for Deltona State,
No, no.
none of that stuff.
Everybody take
So,
questions on the-
Yeah,
We'll move along
and
then.
I'm fine with that.
Get out
League
of
of
here
Cities
early.
is standard,
Nobody minds
so.
going home early. Nobody minds going home early, so if we can keep Novick to 5 minutes, we're in good shape.
But I don't think you're worried tonight.
Everybody's had a chance to read the local veterans preference?
Yep, and I'm gonna, here.
Yeah, maybe,
Veteran.
if,
What are you
No,
talking about?
the
What are you-
local preference
Oh,
ordinance.
I was
vendors
going right
preference,
there.
not veterans, vendors.
yeah, I made some changes to
I like
the
the
proposal, yeah.
Have you seen the changes?
And I sent out the changes,
They're
it
nice.
doesn't address what your concern is, but if, what I'm thinking, this is the second reading of the ordinance.
Oh, yeah, wait till you hear.
Really?
Is-
Do you want to share with us, or do you
Oh,
want to?
no, I wanna share it, no, I wanna share it, and I just want
Well,
Becky to,
you have the floor, right?
let Becky do that first.
She just handed them out.
Yeah, this is what I changed, at the end of last week, I got,
This is not reflected in our book, this is the new one.
This is the new one.
correct, yeah.
And I just want
I think it
Becky,
was Friday that I got a suggestion.
Do you have a copy?
Got a suggestion from the mayor, and it's a really good suggestion. And it only relates to, well, let's see, there are a couple things.
What was the timeline?
The timeline, we didn't have how long they had to do the second bid thing, which we put, they had to do it within 5
5
days,
days.
so that it didn't drag on. And then, so that was a simple change. And then also,
I like that.
if something is within Jane's $25,000 limit, if she does not give the local preference, then she has to have written justification, and she has to notify the city commission that she has not done
Yeah, she
it.
still has the authority to do it, but she just
Yeah.
notifies
Let us
us
know.
what she did,
Yes.
that's all.
Yeah,
In case
I
we
have
get
no
calls or
these.
complaints, we at least been notified.
Yeah.
It can be simple email, or, well, it doesn't say, just.
Yeah, these are the ones you emailed us, right? 'Cause
Yes.
I like
Yes.
those ones, that's brilliant.
And then the, rather than saying that we were preserving our right to make decisions on who we awarded things based upon, the two issues were character and fitness. And in its place, we put reputation in the community and prior performance, which are really more
Better.
defensible
Right.
terms.
Better stated too.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Bird, you have the floor.
All right, so first thing I asked Becky was about piggybacking. Does this affect piggybacking at all when we go ahead and piggyback
State contract.
on a state, on a county contract, on anything else? She says no, but I just want that clarified in case somebody comes back and says, you guys didn't do this, blah, blah, blah.
Piggyback or sole provider.
But I want clarification on that.
And, well, okay, and the reason it doesn't apply is all these things about giving the preference, it's under a competitive bid
Which
solicitation.
would be a new bid.
So,
And-
yeah, the piggyback is not a competitive bid solicitation, and a sole source is not a
Is that
competitive
your,
bid solicitation.
what else,
Yes.
Pam?
Okay, so, looking at some other ordinances, the one thing, when you have local preference, this particular ordinance says, under, except where otherwise provided by federal or state law or other funding source restrictions, purchases of goods and services under the purchasing code shall give preference to local business as follows. Under a competitive bid solicitation, the city may give local preference, may, underline, may,
Right,
may,
right.
may.
We put may
Do we
on.
have may
Go
in there?
Yeah, I think that's
We
fine.
changed to
June,
May.
July, and August.
We
Who's
made-
February,
All
March.
right, go ahead, what's the?
Because May,
Yeah.
well, because May, because I don't
Yeah.
want us to be tied down. May give a local preference in the amount of 3% of the bid price or 25,000, whichever is less. The bid price shall include not only the base bid price, but alternates which are part of the bid and actually purchased or awarded. The section does not, this section shall not be deemed to require the granting of a local preference, and nothing herein prohibits the award of a contract to a non-local vendor where such an award is in the public interest.
Okay,
so
I'm
different.
concerned,
Right.
there are a
Same thing.
couple concerns that I have.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
When we, and ours is not voluntary. It's voluntary on the part of the bidder, because on ours, if the low bidder is local, then the local bidder gets it.
Right.
If the low bidder is not local, if somebody's within certain percentages, then they have the right to, in this revised one, within 5 days, submit another bid, which is, equal to or lower. And so that's obviously completely voluntary on their part. But when you start saying that the city may do something when it has to do with bids, that puts discretion in, and we have to have standards for that discretion. When do we apply it and when don't we? Is it, we don't
All right,
apply
then-
it?
then that's fine. If you
Somebody
think
doesn't
I like
like
what we've
it.
got about
Okay.
it, whatever.
So that's why we shall do this.
You
in every-
shall,
Okay.
yeah, it's gotta be one way or the other.
Okay, so now my next bigger concern is the definition of local business. The vendor has a valid occupational license issued by the city and at least 1 year prior to bid opening, a physical business address located within the municipal bounds of the city, from where the vendor operates or performs business on a day-to-day basis that is a substantial component of the goods or services being offered, and has provided a local vendor affidavit of eligibility at the time his bid is submitted. And it means the local vendor affidavit, that's what these people have, a physical business and location address, okay? No, it's not,
No, I'm
because you,
saying, what do you-
because the
And that's what
point,
we've got in the front of it.
okay, but here, a vendor has a valid business tax receipt, and then it says, vendor operates or performs on a day-to-day business, but does this say you have to have a physical address in there?
Yes, yes.
Opening
it's-
and a
here, it's-
physical
it's in
business
the-
address.
And not a
It's
post
on-
office box,
Yes,
because
okay.
you,
It says, right, a physical business address.
Yeah.
but does a physical business address
Physical business
qualify as a post office box at the
No.
UPS store on
That's not
Doyle
physical
Road?
business, that's
You
not
put-
physical.
Physical business.
Come on, that's-
As long as that's covered, because you have a lot of
It
people that
says-
say they do business in Deltona, we're a Deltona business, but they
Okay,
run it out of their
But
home
what's the
in another
physical-
part of the
It's
area.
Our attorney, how do you
specifically-
interpret that word?
Okay, it's
Physical means.
specifically says,
Yeah.
post office boxes are not verifiable and
right.
shall
It's all
not be
right
used for
there
the
in Part
purpose
D.
of establishing
All
said
right,
physical
I just
address.
want to
Very
clarify.
clear.
Yeah,
You
and-
have to reread the whole thing.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
clear.
No,
But I
that's
just-
fine, that's why we're here. What
But
else?
that's why, you know what, I
It's
want to
in the
have, this is
definition.
on the record, it's an
Yeah.
open
Yes.
discussion
Yeah.
on the record,
Right.
and that's why I'm doing this.
It's in the
What's next?
definition of.
Yeah, it's very clear in Part D.
All right,
Yeah.
as long as we are defining that a
Carry on.
local business is in the
It
city,
says it right in the
physical
ordinance.
business, all right, then I'm good.
Right there.
That's all you need?
And as long as it's not going to hamstring us.
Are you gonna start a pet shop or something, or what are you?
No, God, whoa.
Have a
I don't want a
secretary, and
business.
let's move on.
All right, all right. All right, then, is there any other questions concerning the vendor's orders?
Nope.
All right, moving right along.
All right.
Item number B, notice to correct violation providing 24-hour posting before abatement of repeat nuisance at second and final reading. The only question that came up about this, and I guess reading through it didn't do me much good, the only question I had was, this is on a repeat offender, and we're notifying the property owner, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I brought that out for everybody.
Yes.
Okay, now, I knew that, but I'm just saying, I want to make sure everybody got it. So nobody else has any questions out there? Okay, we're going to C. Demolition of structures allowing demolish utilization by the fire department and the sheriff's office. Nobody had any questions last time. Everybody good on that? D, establish a preliminary annual rate resolution for stormwater services in Deltona. Any questions on that? There was a question by a resident that I'll probably should, maybe I should just bring it up at the meeting so everybody can hear, but a resident, I probably will bring it up again so if they're watching TV. They were asking how we decide the amount of money we need, so we set the rate. And I said, well, we don't change the rate, but we use that money for projects that are preventative in nature. And they said, well, what if you stopped a couple projects, would you lower the rate? I said, well, in theory, yeah, but the commission would have to approve that. So I just want to, bring it up. That was a question, but I don't favor reducing the rate. I think that the projects we're currently doing.
Wasn't that already on a rate schedule we had?
That's what I'm getting at. But the person asked a valid question,
On a rate
and
schedule.
I'll have to think about it. I don't know if I'll bring it or not, but it's
Yeah, I
obviously you could lower the rate if you do less work, but it's not in our best interest to do that. And we collect a stormwater rate for a reason, and that's to eliminate potential. All right, E, preliminary annual rate for solid waste services. Anybody want to discuss that at any length?
Nope.
Okay, F, establishing preliminary annual rate for street lighting services. That's been the same every year.
Yeah.
There being any other questions? Any old business, new business?
I'm gonna bring up something on commissioner comments, and you're probably gonna have to talk to.
Commissioner comments, like what? Commissioner comments are new business?
He's not going to
or-
be here tonight, Captain Egan.
Okay, is that-
Well, yeah.
yeah, maybe they can answer it. The county adopted the ordinance for Blvd doing a ticket for anyone who has, I believe it's 20 grams of cannabis under, and it's up to the deputy to decide whether it's fair. Okay, that's countywide ordinance, but that does not do with that only does unincorporated. Should the city, for uniformity, should we adopt an ordinance the same, just copy that one or not?
That's what you want, yes, if that's your direction you want to go.
I think we want to discuss whether or not we want to do the same thing, seeing as how we have unincorporated areas around us. Our deputies are part of the county deputies, and then the uniformity within then.
Can't we just copy the county?
That's what we copy, but we'd have to write an ordinance, so Becca would have to
Well,
write that one.
is there
Yeah.
a movement to look forward? Let's.
What was brought up-
What is the difference? What do they do now?
Well,
They
Nancy's
changed-
going into the pot business, so I'm worried about something.
No.
I'm not even gonna say a
Yeah, it
word.
was about, well, the ordinance now is if it's under, I believe it's 20 grams, they have, instead of automatically arresting somebody, taking them to jail, they had an option
Fine.
of giving them a ticket. If somebody is
But does the county ordinance encompass everybody, or is
unincorporated.
that?
But it says
Yeah, just do-
unincorporated.
just unincorporated.
And that's why I say. we
Has
got
any other
unincorporated
city done it
around.
yet that you know of?
Yeah.
Daytona,
Okay.
Yeah, I think a couple are looking at it,
You
and
got
that's what it's
Daytona's
saying.
ordinance and that to look at, so.
So I'm gonna bring it
Yeah,
up under commissioner comments.
I'll
so-
draft it.
Bring it up
Just
with
copy
the
the
appointment, we'll
Yes,
just
so
direct
Joe,
staff to look
that's
into
that's
it.
my goal, and so I want to let you know, that's my goal.
That could be
So
under
they're
new
not gonna be
business.
here tonight?
Oh, okay, just
Bring it up
bring it
under
up.
new business.
I don't know. But
We're
Commissioner
not gonna-
Hanukkah is coming, isn't he?
Who knows, he didn't show up.
He didn't say
Commissioner
anything.
Smith not?
Maybe he got blown
Commissioner
away with
Smith
fireworks
said
last night.
she's not sure she's gonna make it.
And I think you
Commissioner
heard,
Smith is sick, Sukup's not coming. She doesn't know for sure if she'll be here or not.
So I have,
So the four of us have to be there, or else we
We're
got
on
a
the
meeting.
floor, yeah.
By the first round.
in mind you, he takes doubles. Yeah.
Where are we meeting?
So,
I'm gonna adjourn this if you just.
No, I just want to bring up this one quick topic. So talking about communication, I was thinking this morning, like with the garbage, that people maybe didn't get the memo because everybody's can was out there for today and stuff. When the county has it and the school board, when there's an issue, they do like a reverse 911 and they do a notification.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, what are we looking at for a notification like that for the
To
city?
do a robocall.
Yeah, to do a
trash.
robocall for anything.
Well, I feel
for
like
anything.
ignored anyway, if it's robocall.
I am very reluctant to use
Yeah.
reverse 911
I am too.
robocall for anything unless it's a vitally
Emergency.
emergency.
I agree.
Because you don't want people, most people that I know, and maybe it's an age deal, they don't answer the phone anyway. They look at that caller ID. And they're gonna wait for a statement.
And have the
And
kids,
I think it's just a waste of time to do it because I don't.
when the
think
schools
people
do it, half the kids don't, the parents don't listen to
No,
it.
they don't.
Well, I mean, my thing is, again, it's a communications thing, and is there maybe a better way that we can communicate with
How many
residents?
times does this actually happen, just on your Monday holidays only?
Yeah, but it's
How
not
bad-
only that, it's communication with everything.
But if it was
Oh, but
emergency,
not a
like you
reverse
said.
911, to tell them about the change in the.
Just
trash.
anything, just a different type
It was in the
of.
newspaper.
Well,
No, yeah, I don't.
How
I
many
don't think-
subscriptions of the newspaper do we have for 34,000 homes, 3,500? We have like 10% of the people subscribe, people don't read it.
Good for that.
That's, you know, they just don't.
A robocall, I don't think
Okay.
robocall's
All right.
good for that.
I see your point about letting people know,
I
but
don't think it's gonna do it.
we've always talked about signage and things like that, and we've got our city signs, I mean, you know, we got, put it in the bin and all that stuff, but, you know, what Larry's got at Burger King, I mean, a sign like that in our entryways could slide, don't forget, this week, 4th of July celebration, happy 4th of July, trash is one day later. I mean, that's the way you get the attention of people in Deltona. No other way. They'll look at them signs if they see them change. But I'm telling you, we're leaving stuff on there too long, personal opinion. And what happens is they get used to it, so they don't look at it anymore. You gotta change them every couple of days, even if you change the wording or the whatever. And the ones that cycle with 3 or 4 things, you're buying because you see it. And I catch myself trying to catch it as I'm going by.
I just have to do 2, 3
Yeah,
passes to read the whole thing.
Wait.
Right.
I think we may have to someday go to digital. I'm not saying to spend on it this year, but we need to go to a sign like he's got.
I think you're driving too fast past the sun.
Driving too fast past the sign, yeah. But no, I'm saying if you have one of them signs where you could throw a bunch of information up there once and leave it up for 4 seconds and change, that is the kind of sign that's better. What we've done with those, I don't think they work. I think they're good for detours and stuff like that, but it gets sophisticated at our end where we need a better sign than these out here. When we get ready to change it in the future. There be no other business, we'll adjourn.
Is anybody in commissioner comments, or are we going to talk about the trash forum that occurred last Thursday? Are we
We're
going?
waiting for you to select a date and let us
Okay.
know.
Okay.
You may want to, that might be something good for you.
Oh, you want to talk about it
That
tonight?
staff is putting.
No, there's a date.
No, that staff is putting the information all together, and we're going to be contacting the commission this week to set a date.
Okay.
But I think the rest of the summer, unless anybody disagrees with me, just go ahead and set a date, because Sandy, it's impossible to get everybody to return calls. Scheduling here is unbelievable, and she's wasting all kinds of time trying to get people scheduled for interviews. You know, people they don't respond to emails a lot of times for days on end, and they get things done. Is that you?
Yeah, that's
Don't
it.
do that. Call her once a day or something, you know, check in, so at least she can.
I get mine on my cell phone, because I can catch it anytime.
She calls
Check
me
it.
if it's important.
Yeah, I know, but it makes her do extra work. She- This meeting's adjourned. Anyway, see you downstairs.